Welcome to the Grind to Greatness podcast, where we dive deep into the world of relentless determination, hard work, and unwavering dedication to help you unlock your full potential. We're your hosts, Jonathan and Joseph, and your mentors along this journey to greatness. Each week, we'll bring you inspiring stories, expert insights, and practical tips where we've turned our dreams into reality through sheer grit and resilience. Whether you're looking to excel in your career, improve your health and well-being, or simply level up in life, this podcast is your go-to source for strategies, motivation, and the mindset needed to achieve personal excellence.
What's up, everyone, and thank you for tuning in to another episode of the Grind to Greatness podcast. Today's episode is sponsored by Elite Mind Athlete, mental performance training program. Is your athlete struggling to perform when it matters most? Do they get stuck in their own head during crucial moments? It's time to break free with Elite Mind Athlete Mental Performance Training System. I'm Jay McCardo, mental performance coach, and I'm here to transform your mindset, preparation, and performance under pressure with our 3-pillar system that focuses on building 1, an elite mindset, so you can think and act like a champion. 2, an elite preparation, embrace the unrequired success checklist in the unseen hours. And 3, elite performance under pressure to elevate your game to high pressure situations. And we specialize in mental performance training systems to lower that pressure. Plus, with elite accountability, our gamified process allows you to compete on leaderboards, earn rewards, and stay motivated with our one-on-one coaching calls with your mental performance coach. Don't wait. Visit elitemindathlete.com to sign up and start your journey to becoming unstoppable.
Whoo! Smoked it.
I didn't.
You did? Why?
I messed up.
I
know, but I was like, you know what? We're gonna keep rolling with it.
Stop telling the people your secrets.
Last podcast, I was practicing my ass off, and then it wasn't even my turn to do it. Bro, I was ready. I had it scripted, and you're like, it's my turn. I was like, damn, it is his turn.
Shit.
I love it.
Hell yeah.
Bro,
for no reason.
Practice. Well, it doesn't matter, right? Got the reps in. What I like about it is being vulnerable, like understanding how many times we do this. People think like, like you, I didn't notice a thing. But in my head, I fucking was terrible.
Yeah, I noticed that when I look back on our videos, and I'm like, oh, we said that word wrong.
Yeah.
Or we said the wrong word. But when we're flowing, like when we're in conversation, I'm like, I know what you meant. So like it didn't really register. But then when you listen back to it, you're like, oh, I fucked that up a lot.
And I think that's what stops a lot of people. Like, oh man, I don't have the confidence to go do what y'all do. Oh man, I've never talked on camera before. Oh man, I don't even know where to start. Like, you just do. And eventually over time, like I think the fear of not being good is stopping a lot of people, but it's the thing they have to understand is you are not going to be good for a very long time until you put your 10,000 hours or damn near close.
I always think about, and we talked a little bit about this last time, but piano players, and I'm like, I wonder how many times they hit the wrong key, but like that listener didn't even really know it was the wrong key, but the pianist fucking, like, oh shit, I fucked that up. Because I'm like, the keys are super small. They're moving both hands differently. Like, piano is a fucking hard instrument in my head. And I'm like, I wonder how many times, or drums, right? Like all these complex instruments where you can hit the wrong thing, but the listener probably doesn't even know.
I was actually watching a video about that. There was this pianist playing and performing, getting the fuck after it. And then in the middle, he fucking turns the script because he had it upside down. And then starts playing it correctly.
Right? Yeah. It was like a comedy show.
Was it? I don't know.
Yeah. He's like a professional musician, comedy dude. He does it like all the time. He's an older gentleman, right?
Yeah.
Older gentleman, skinny guy. Yeah, and he's just like fucking it up. And he's like, oh. And he flips it and then he plays the
and nobody would notice any different.
Yeah. Because it sounded good.
Yeah.
Yeah. You didn't even know.
All right, my man. Well, today I want to talk about something that's very common, massive. It's actually a trend, and it's very frustrating to us coaches because the idea and the concept it's just wild to me that people would think or have this kind of mindset when it comes to trying to achieve success. So this past week, well, let's just say the past 20 days, my wife has went from 0 to 30,000 followers on TikTok. Bro, that's pretty impressive.
Huge.
Like that's I have 1,400 followers and have not made any progress into, my content game and building up an audience. And for her to actually do this, and she had came to me, she's like, I'm a little frustrated because this is her first journey of actually like seeing some kind of success in the terms of the amount of work she's putting in. And she's all like, I'm getting a lot of hate. I was like, for what? Like what? Like, what are you doing? You're trying to help people, you're trying to help moms get their TikTok affiliate account. You have to hit 10K to be able to start selling with the get inside the affiliate market program with TikTok. So you can start making products and making money, right? And so everyone's trying to get this 10K. And so she was telling me, she's like, there's this trend that says hashtag teamwork, where people are going to go on your page, especially on the viral pages, that says hashtag teamwork, follow me back. And then you're supposed to follow them back to help them get to their 10K. Like, let's all help each other get to 10K so we can all start making some money, right? Yeah. And she's like, no, like, I'm not doing that. She's like, if I like your content, I'll follow you. Like, I'm not just going to do the whole whatever. And she's like, I'm getting so much slack. And I was like, babe, you need to understand like a couple of things. So it's like, you don't need to worry about other people. Like you need to focus on you, what you're trying to do, what you're trying to impact. Like you're trying to help and serve. But this one lady like made this fucking big comment. She's like, it doesn't take any extra effort for you to follow me back. Da, 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 da. I was like, babe, like these people are trying to take a shortcut to something that you've been trying to do for 15 years. Yeah. Right. And I was like, even if we gave them 10,000 followers, whatever, even if they hit this mark because of this follow back bullshit, they still wouldn't be able to capitalize on anything because they skipped out on the whole process of building content, making it good. Some of them, I just clicked on some of their profiles who was complaining. They have like 3 videos up. They sound monotone. Trash. It is completely trash. I was like, they're skipping on all the work, babe. I was like, even if you follow back, you're doing them a disservice because you're letting them think like, oh, I got your back. You're going to get 10K followers and somehow your life's going to change. I was like, what are they thinking? It bothered me so much that I said, babe, you should probably make a video explaining what they're actually doing to themselves. Is one, they're waiting to start. When I get 10K, I'll start making better content. When I get to 10K, I'll start making money. And this whole time period of this weight gain without action, without work, I was like, babe, just be so fucking good that you make 10K followers. Just be so fucking good that you get 20, 30, 40, 50, 60 followers from the actual work instead of begging people to follow you.
This is the same concept of every MLM. The first MLM I was ever introduced to was Cutco knives. Have you ever heard of Cutco knives? Oh, fucking a knife set that you can cut cool shit, and the knives are really good, right? But it's an MLM. It's fucking.
This is where they cut the boot.
I probably They cut some dumb shit. Okay. And high school kids were getting involved, and everyone was like, buy my knives, buy my knives. But if you supported me, you're my friend, you're my family member. This is the whole business model of MLM. It's like, hey, go to your family first. Yeah. Because if they truly loved you, if they truly support you, they buy your knives, right? Well, let's say they do. Let's say 3 to 5 families buy these knives. Then fucking what? You learn nothing about marketing. You learn nothing about going to get cold leads. You learn nothing about actually selling these knives like a true salesman instead of just, if you loved me, you'd support me. You know what I mean? And it's the same thing with this. I saw one of my coaches do it. It's like, hey, click this link, drop me a follow on TikTok, and I'll follow you back. So I even saw one of my own coaches doing it. And again, it's just like, now to your other point, which was like they only have like 3 videos a month. At least she has hundreds of videos up. She's posting 2, 3, 4 times a day on TikTok. Like she's doing her thing. But again, it's like, imagine if this girl who's commenting on your wife's stuff, if she put half that much effort and emotion and passion into her own shit. Again, this is the whole thing of like, remember you said, if you're focused on tearing someone else's tower down, like you're never going to build your own. Yeah. Like this is
you're wasting time.
You're just wasting time. Yeah. She's coming onto your wife's page to bully and demean her and try to make her feel bad about not dropping a follow, when she could have taken that same effort and emotion and put it into whatever her content is. Yeah. You know what I mean? It's like you just wasted how many seconds, how much brain power and emotions. Yeah. This is where people burn out, and it drives me crazy. You're so pissed off at everybody else that you burn yourself out. Why didn't you do this for me? Why didn't you? Oh my, bro.
So how do we get these people to grab the lessons to be able to get out of this mind frame of waiting on other people to help them get to a certain goal? Like, how do we get them out of there? Because everyone listening is probably waiting on something.
We're waiting for a bone. Someone give me a bone. Someone give me some little hope, some little tangible feeling that I'm gonna be successful. That's what it is. We're just waiting. Like, if I could just catch a break.
If I could just get the best meal plan.
If I could just ...
If I could just. It's
just go do it. Just fucking go do it. And it's funny, and we talked about it last time where you're like, man, I've been creating content a while. My wife's got 30,000 followers. Like, why isn't my shit blowing up? And it's like, we're probably not good at it. We're doing something wrong.
You're not good at it. But what is the mind blocker that's getting them from being good at it? I think they just don't know how to take action. Taking action is a skill. Like, it is a fucking skill. To get your mind to do the thing that you're not good at, that is an absolute, that's why I'm a mental performance coach, is an actual skill, because the thing you're not good at, there's so much resistance to be able to even start it, because there's fear, doubt, you're not going to do it, you're going to fail, it's not going to work, you suck, you're going to get embarrassed. Like, bro, there's all that. Mm-hmm. And so the only way to fucking start being an action taker in your life is to actually just start. Just start in private. Example, here's a thing that's on my mind, okay? Because I'm not perfect at whatsoever. I'm terrified, which is the reason why I became a mental performance coach, because I struggled with all this shit. My mind plays massive games on me. And I want to start a daily podcast for my athletes. Because right now I'm pushing on to Brian Kane, mental performance coach. Because he does this. He speaks it. He does it every single day. And it's 5 minutes. He's clear to the point. And I'm like, man, I wish I could speak like him. Man, I wish I can just start that. Man, I wish I can do that. And then, my mind is, well, you suck at talking. You can't get your point across. You've asked me to do a 10-minute video that I had prepared to be 30-minute video. It took me 2 hours to turn a 30-minute video into a 10-minute video. I'm so unskilled with getting to my point. And because of that, I haven't started. I haven't started. And so my mind frame was like, all right, when it becomes a bigger pain point in my life, I'll do it. So I'm waiting. One, I shouldn't be waiting. But two, here's my strategy that I'm about to start. Just do it in the dark and don't post it yet. Mm-hmm. It's not going to hurt nobody. Mm-hmm. What if I'm first thing in the morning in my garage after our foam row, after I get my mind right, I just go to this table and I just try to run 5 minutes. Mm-hmm. Whether I post it or don't post it, I just put that in my routine. Yeah. I'm just getting a rep in, and I'm just getting a rep in, and I'm just getting a rep in. And then eventually, what? I'm going to feel confident enough to just post. Mm-hmm. The scariness of just post. Send it to my athletes. Because regardless again, I may be my biggest critic, but to somebody else, I may be like a level 3 in terms of expertise at maybe daily podcasting. But to the average listener who's at a level 0, that shit could benefit them.
For sure. And I think this is where we say, hey, don't worry about being perfect. Just put content out there. Just put information out there. Just put education out there, because even if you're level 1, we talked about this before too, even if you're level 1, you're still better than all the zeros needing your help, needing that first step, needing, what do I do now? And this is where I always tell my clients, hey, I treat all of our clients as we talk about level 1 through 3. So level 1 is hey, just make some healthier decisions. Yeah. That's all I need you to do. Level 2 is here's your calories and macros. Level 3 is to the T, measure everything out, be perfect, no free days, ... Mm-hmm. And so I was I kind of treat all my clients as level 2. But I'm ready to scale up to 3 or down to 1 whenever you need it. Yeah. And now, for instance, some clients do need a level 3, but they're scared and they'll quit and they'll just say, I'm not seeing results at level 2, blah, blah. So Joseph, you can't help me, go ahead and cancel my membership. And I'm like, what if we dialed you up to a level 3? What would that look like? Or some people do the opposite. Some people are hey, I'm struggling right now. You want me to be a level 2. I can't be a level 2. I'm only level 1. So go ahead and cancel me because I'm not using the program. And I'm like, whoa. we could dial it back to a level 1, right? Because realistically, they're a 0. And so this is the whole, from a nutrition standpoint, it's the holidays. We're freaking tempted every day with parties and sweets and cookies and potlucks and so on and so forth. And this is where level 0s will stay a level 0, but you could have done a level 1. You could have just made healthier decisions at the party. You could have made healthier decisions at the event, but instead you quit. And you quit because this perception that you will never be good enough.
Yeah.
You know?
In those scenarios, when you feel like quitting, you just probably need more accountability. Yep. Accountability is a muscle. Everybody has their own internal accountability system. And sometimes when you feel like quitting, it's just weak right now. So you probably need to go get some external accountability, get a coach and get more accountability. And so you can build the muscle, build the routine of whatever new level you're at. And you can back off that accountability because now you're basically taking the training wheels off and you're able to fly solo until you're ready to rise again, which you're probably gonna need more accountability until you build that rhythm and routine to be able to let go of the new training wheels at this next level. And it's just constant game of, I need more accountability during this season. Okay, cool, got it. I can back off a little bit until I get to another obstacle, adversity. I feel like quitting. Cool. It's a strategy to be sure that, why were we quitting though? Like quitting should never be the option. You know what? Hey, I should probably just stop this program, should quit. I'm not getting no use of it. Right now, perfect example, I'm in a real estate investor program where I have a mentor and they're guiding us through the process. And, we haven't seen any results in about 4 months. All right, we've been pushing in the deals. We've been doing all this X, Y, and Z. And I was talking to my business partner. He's like, well, what do you think? Should we go find another program? I was all like, wait, no. I was like, what of our end have we done to get better, to maybe reach out to him more, get more connected? I was like, we haven't even finished his full content course yet. I was like, maybe we were missing some information from his program that he provided us that we're not using, but we're blaming, maybe it's this program that's not working. And so what I told him, I was like, wait, pause. Self-awareness. Jay, use your knowledge that you would tell anybody else, because it's kind of hard. We can always tell people what they need to do better, but it's kind of hard to see yourself in the middle of it. So I told my business partner, I was like, dude, it's on us. Let's finish this course because maybe we're missing some creative financing piece that could be like, oh yeah, we land this deal with, not as much money as we thought we needed. And then 2, once you finish the course, then let's be more accountable to maybe scheduling more calls with our mentor and put it on. We need to be owners in this business, in this mentorship. It's like with you, if I'm like with your clients, they're struggling and they're blaming you that you're not giving a personal message. They're blaming you, well, you haven't reached out, or, you're not working. Your program's not working for me. I need to go find somewhere else. And the actuality is you're not working as a client. Like you aren't using everything to your max capacity. You're not taking ownership of why you're failing. We provide you with everything you need, but you aren't working it like you should be working it. And so that's what I tell my business partner. He's like, oh, you're right. I was like, okay, let's get in the lab and let's do the work.
And it takes a powerful mind, though, I think, to accept that responsibility and own it. Because in my world, I've brought that up to people like, hey, instead of blaming me or blaming the system, like what could have you done better? Like your meal plan is always there. The app is always there for you to log, track, get eyes on your own accountability system of like what you're actually doing. And you're not doing it. And so people will say, well, I'm not using it, so I'm just going to quit. And I'll try to be like, instead of quitting, what happens if you don't give up, right? Because you're going to come back in 3, 6, 12 months. I fell so far off track. I gained another 10 pounds, kind of sign back up. It happens all the time. I'm like, yeah, sure. Like, but we had this conversation before you quit a year ago. I told you this was going to happen. And so it does take, I have a subscription to the Joint Chiropractor. Shout out, sponsor me, give me money. And I don't fucking use it. But when I'm in pain, I'm there fucking every day.
Yeah.
When my back is jacked up, I'm there every day. But when I don't need them or when I don't see value in it, I don't show up. And so I'm always like, I need to cancel. And I'm like, why don't I just go? If I would go and get consistent treatment twice a week, maybe let's just say, could I avoid back pain in the future? If I just stayed on top, like you're foam rolling every morning.
Yeah.
If I just foam rolled, mobility work, stretch,
Back exercises.
back exercise. If I just did it here and there, not even like crazy amounts, could I avoid these terrible flare-ups in the future, or at least lessen the flare-ups in the future? And the answer is probably yes. And again, we both struggle with like the whole, like, should I just quit? Should I just give up? Or actually, should I just do my part?
Yeah.
And getting people to own that mindset of, I should probably just do my part. I should lean in a little bit more. And I've been using the term lean in a lot with our clients. And it's just, it's too much weight, I think, for a lot of them. I think it's easier in person to get people to lean in versus through a chat or even on a phone call, because it's so easy to hide behind the keyboard. It's so easy to hide behind your phone and quit, you know?
Let me ask you this. To all the people waiting, the teamwork people, right? The people who aren't taking action, who want other people to help them get to a certain spot. Because I was in the shower and I was in like deep thought, and my wife was all like, what are you thinking about? Because I was out there looking like a monk, bro. I had my hands behind my back, just in the shower, and I was like in my head just speaking. And she's like, what are you talking about? I was like, I was thinking in my head, making a video in my head for all the people who do teamwork. How can I help them? And first I would tell them, first I want to ask you, if you had to make a video to all the teamwork people out there, the people who are waiting for somebody to save them, what advice would you give them in this video?
So think of it this way. We know that the algorithm loves comments. The more time people comment on your shit, like your shit, share your shit, it's going to share it to the masses. More attraction breeds more attraction. So first piece of advice, every time you go to someone else's post and comment on their shit, I want you to go back and comment on your own shit. It's a very simple way to drive up your own algorithm. It's like, hey, you made a post, you made a video about some topic. I guarantee you can go deeper in it. So go deeper in the comment section. Add more tips, more tricks, more reach outs if you need help, more hashtags, whatever the case may be. You can do all of that yourself in your own comment section. So you're literally just driving up someone else's algorithm by whether it's hate or whether it's praise.
Yeah.
You're helping them. You're not helping yourself, right? So that'd be number one. And then number two, I would say trying to redirect your focus away from this, I'm going to call it a fad, because it's over-promising and under-delivering. Just because you think you're going to hit 10,000 followers doesn't mean you're going to make any money. I have tons of code, we talked about it before, but I have tons of codes that have 20, 30, 40,000 followers that make $0. So you think you're going to get 10,000 followers and change your life? It's not. Fun fact, she listens to this podcast, but I went on a date with this girl who's from India, and she's a professional Indian dancer, and she has YouTube videos with 500,000 views. And I was like, fuck, you're famous.
Yeah.
And she's like, I don't feel famous. Like, I don't make any money off of it, right? Like a little bit here and there, but, and so all these people chasing 10K followers because they think it's going to change their life. It's not.
Yeah. So in my head, my video that I made for them is one, I want to reset the bar of the actual work that it takes to be great at something. You think you need 10,000 followers. It's not. You don't need 10,000 followers. You know what it is. Every person that you've probably watched has already given you the answers. Every viral person, top influencer who's spitting game about affiliate marketing, the number one thing they say, if you're not making 8 to 10 videos a day, you're not even in the game.
Not even.
You're not even in the game, okay? So one, waiting to get 10,000 followers and you not making 8 to 10 videos in a day is going to get you nowhere fast. It's going to get you nowhere fast, because even if you get 10,000 followers, maybe the teamwork thing actually worked, you're still not going to get nothing, because you're still not. The whole concept of 8 to 10 videos in a day is just one thing. You're going to get very skilled, very fast at what you do. That is it. Like it's just amount of volume. If I practice for 4 hours a day on basketball, on shooting every single day, I'm just only going to get better at basketball. much quicker than most people who do an hour 3 times a week.
Yep.
That's it. That's the only game. You're just increasing the amount of volume you're doing, which means you're going to get skilled much faster, and you're increasing the amount of volume you're doing and giving yourself a better chance to go viral. That's the only magic behind it. And so if you're somebody who is not posting consistently, if you're on one a day and you're wondering why you haven't went viral, you're wondering why you haven't went good, 1 a day, you're not in the game. 2 a day, you're not even in the game. 3, like literally 8 to 10 videos. Then you could say you're in the game. And if you're not at 8 to 10 videos, shut the fuck up and get the framework to do 8 to 10 videos. And this is exactly what I told my wife in a very nice way. I said, babe, because throughout the years, man, I'm not seeing the results. How many times you posting? 1 a day, or maybe like us, inconsistent with our posting game, right? And I was like, and this is the quote, like you want 100% of their result, but you're only wanting to do 30% of their actual work. You know what it takes. How many videos do you need to post a day? 8 to 10. How many videos are you doing right now? I was like, well then, babe, quite honestly, you cannot complain.
Yep.
She's like, well, what do I need to do? Here's the key thing. Here's the solution right now. I'm gonna give you the game right now. Go in ChatGPT. Let ChatGPT know your exact schedule. From this time to this time, I wake up. From this time to this time, I feed my kids. From this time to this time, I go to work. And from this time to this time, give chat your exact schedule and say, hey, I want to be a content affiliate marketer, influencer. I want to post 5 to 10 videos a day. Give me the framework of how to schedule my day, organize my day, so when I can actually put out 5 to 10 videos in one day. That's what my wife did, because her entire life was winging it. You're never going to get anywhere with just winging it. I'm just going to post a video today. I'm just going to post here today. Oh, that didn't work. You're just like, you're shooting darts in the dark and you're mad that you're not hitting the bullseye. No, turn the fucking lights on. Schedule your fucking day to the T, so that way you can give yourself a better chance of making 5 to 10 videos. So from this time, you're bulking content. From this time to this time, you're writing your captions. From this time to this time, you're editing your content. And then tomorrow, from this time to this time, you're scheduling all your posts out. So now you have an actual framework like a boss, because you're treating your side hustle like a side hustle, and it'll always remain a side hustle. But when you treat your side hustle as the full-time thing, then it becomes the full-time thing. You don't wait to get to the next level to start doing the next level things now. You do the next level things now to get to the next level. And that would be my advice. Quit waiting for the 10K to start doing the actual work, and start doing what it takes to get to 10K, so that when you look up, you're at 10K.
Yep. So the side hustle thing, treating your side hustle as a side hustle, it'll always stay a side hustle. When I started Facts Over Fads Nutrition, my full-time job was a personal trainer through Camp Gladiator and through one-on-one clients. But every free moment that I had went to Facts Over Fads, went to the nutrition. I was with clients one-on-one, texting back online clients in Facts Over Fads, right? So it almost from day one became this full-time mentality, to where all of my free time, all of my in-between client time, and then again, even sometimes when I was with a client, I was like, hold on, let me text this other client back, blah, 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 blah. And so I think that's part of the reason why Facts Over Fads grew so fast, number one. And then number two, I was doing things where I was like, I got to get a website going. No other coach had a website at the time. I don't even think Linktree was a thing at the time. But I was like, I got to go to a website. Boom, I built a website. I got to get an email automation system. Boom, got an email automation. I got to create drip funnels. Boom, create drip funnels. I got to get automation just from one system to another. Got automation, one system to another. I was doing things as far out as I could. And in reality, I was like, well, it's just because I wanted to simplify my life right now.
Yeah.
Not really realizing that these systems that I've built 6-7 years ago are still in play today, and allow me to have 10 coaches and put all their clients in the same system. And again, I just get to kick back and relax and try. And you could go to the same thing. So you said, put your schedule into ChatGPT and let it pump out whatever, right?
Yeah.
I tell my clients the same thing with nutrition. Pre-log your food.
The night before.
Pre-log it. So you can't fuck up.
I do it the night before.
You wake up and you fucking wing it. And then you worry, oh gosh, I missed my protein goal for the day. Oh gosh, I was over on calories. Oh my gosh, how'd I get so many fats? I'm like, why are you eating and then logging? You need to log and then eat.
Yeah.
You're doing it in the wrong direction.
Yeah.
Why are you waking up and winging it? Do it the night before. Do it right when you wake up. I don't know. Like whatever some people can, their alarm, I talk to clients all the time. What time do you wake up? Well, my alarm goes off at 6, but I end up getting out of bed at like 6:45 or 7. And I'm like, okay, so what are you doing for 45 minutes? I'm scrolling, trying to hit the snooze button. I'm like, fucking log your food.
Yeah.
Wake up. If you're in bed and wasting 45 minutes, you might as well waste it and log your food.
Waste 5 minutes logging your food.
Track your food.
So the concept is, the number one blowback I would get to all the moms, I think, because affiliate marketing is targeting most of the moms with side hustles, right? Is I don't have the time. And I'm going to tell you the same thing I told my wife, who has a full-time job, who has kids, who has a family, who has a husband who works fucking relentlessly. Wake up earlier. I told my wife, I was like, you don't have the time. I get it. Nobody has the time. I was like, why do I wake up at 3 a.m., babe? Why do I wake up at 3 a.m.? It's not because I fucking want to. I do not want to wake up at 3 a.m. I repeat, I do not want to wake up at 3 a.m. But it is the only time I can get 4 hours in of the only hours I can get with quietness where I can just zone in and move my life forward for 4 hours. I'm not doing work that's going to benefit me today. I'm doing work that's going to benefit me in the future. That is called the gap. Is the work, is the projects that I work on that are going to move my life forward in the future. And I call that the gap. At 7 a.m., life started like everyone else.
Yep.
You got kids, you go to school, you go to their activities, you get off work, you eat, you try to clean as much as you possibly, then you got to go to sleep. Like it is at 7. If you wake up and if you don't start doing anything till 7 a.m., you've only doing the work that is required for today. It means you are not moving forward in your life. Me being so in my head that I have the biggest disadvantage. I'm not the smartest, I'm not the biggest, I'm not the brightest. I don't have any gifts. With that mind frame, it allows me to, if I need to win, if I'm going to win, I just have to get up before everyone else and do the work that nobody's willing to do longer than anybody else. Like, shut the fuck up. It doesn't matter if you're the biggest, strongest, or fastest. Just be sure you wake up before them and do more work than them, and then it'll compound over a long period of time, and you will eventually win. Mm-hmm. That has been my biggest game of anything. I'm just willing to outwork and outlast and outlearn everyone, period. And I'm unwilling to quit. Unwilling. I've downloaded the belief, and I think most people need to believe this, is quitting is not an option. And I tell my wife, you need to download this belief. Is the number one belief that you have to have. And I created this mantra. And because when I want to quit, I remind myself of this. If you don't have this mindset, you're going to lose. And some people have this mindset, it's just maybe in a different way, a different mantra. I create a mantra that gives tenacity to it. I'll do whatever it takes for however long it takes until I have my teeth wrapped around my dream's neck and I'm bringing it home. Okay, so whenever I didn't get the thing when I thought I was going to get it, I got to remember, I'll do it for however long it takes, 10 years, 20 years, 30 years. It doesn't fucking matter, because you know why? If I quit, I'm never going to get it. That is the guaranteed. If I quit, so what? I get it in 20 years. Motherfucker, you're never going to get it if you quit.
Yep. And I think you're allowed to pivot, right? So think through, like when you started Elite Mind, I mean, you were doing Elite Mind Media, you were doing Elite Mind
Elite Mind Nutrition.
You were doing nutrition, right? So you're allowed to pivot, but the dream and the goal stay the same. And this is huge for people who are trying to work out. So let's say you're like, you know what? I'm going to wake up at 5 a.m. and I'm going to start going to the gym. And then let's say you get demotivated and you stop going to the gym. Something changed. You have to pivot. So this is why Orange Theory, F45, CG, all these group fitness classes, because the accountability system is a little bit better. You're not going there and seeing like by yourself. You're showing up with other people. So then maybe your pivot is to go into group fitness. And then maybe you're like, you know what? I don't even like group fitness. I want to go to Pilates. So then you want to go to Pilates. You're allowed to pivot, but the goal stays the same. The goal is to work out as often as possible, as much as possible, as hard as possible.
The work ethic. I literally gave my son this fucking conversation yesterday morning, because we have a rule. 9 a.m. on the weekends, everyone has to wake up. Get after it, right? It's just a rule that we put. It's a standard in our house, so don't lounge around, bro. And it was like 11, and he was still lounging around and on the phone, just scrolling. and this is my son, who's ideally a high performer in the world of a 17-year-old. All right. The dude's grind is pretty wild. Just kind of give you an idea of my 17-year-old. All right. He's an amateur little bodybuilder who walks around 10 to 13% body fat. He has over $3,000 in his saving account. He works he's in high school. He's a junior. He's on top. He's an AB student. After school, he goes to work all the way to 9:30 p.m. So he doesn't get home till 10. And he runs about 30 hours of work on top of school, fitness, 3 hours of training, hour workout, hour cardio, and another hour cardio. Like, yo, he counts his nutrition. He weighs it, he counts it, he tracks it. So he's at a point with his work ethic that it's beyond, he has a man work ethic at age 17. But of course, he's only 17, so he still has a lot of gaps. And then, because I'm telling him he doesn't want to go to college. I said, okay, like I support you, whatever you want to do. Like, you've shown signs of success of that you can handle some things. But I'm going to tell you this one thing, and I've already told him this. I already set the standard. You either go to college and do your 4 to 6 years, whatever you decide to choose, and most people are going to stop learning and just get into their careers and make a decent living. It's very comfortable, whatever the case may be. But if you choose entrepreneurship, then you are agreeing to forever educate yourself. It is a forever game of learning. Forever. It is a forever game of learning. Go to college, spend 4 to 6 years of learning, or become an entrepreneur, and you are spending a lifetime of learning.
Talk to someone who has a 9-to-5 job and say, hey, I want you to go back to school. Just say school. Don't say college. Like, what the fuck? Hell no. No.
I'm too old. I don't have time to.
I can't do it. Talk to an entrepreneur like, hey, take this course to level up in your career. Awesome. Where do I sign up?
Yeah. $10,000, $15,000, $20,000 course, mentorship.
How do I sign up? Where do I sign up? When can I sign up? It's just a different frame of mind. And bring it into this quote by Coach Kerala. Lazy people do a little bit of work and think they should be winning, but winners work as hard as possible and still worry if they're being lazy. And that is the mindset needed for all entrepreneurs or anyone who wants to level up in life.
Yeah.
I was at the gym yesterday, last night, Saturday night. I traveled to and from San Antonio in less than 24 hours. So I drove in the night before, hung out with a buddy, fell asleep, woke up, drove back, tired. I fucking hate driving, hate sitting in traffic. Awesome. Traffic fucking sucks. And I was like, and I talked to, we have a partnership with UTSA with the interns. And I was telling my interns on their little exit, I was like, hey, y'all have so much momentum going right now from a work ethic standpoint. All of y'all have a part-time job. One of them is a college athlete. She's a track athlete. You all have this internship and you're all taking other coursework at UTSA right now. When you graduate, do not let that momentum fall off. Do not take a fucking single day to rest. Because as soon as that one day, it's going to turn into 2. And 2 is going to turn into next week. And next week's going to turn into next month. And you're going to wake up years down the road doing nothing with your life. And you're going to think, years down the road, it's going to be so much harder to get started. Y'all are already fucking working and studying and doing fucking workouts for 18 to 20 hours a day.
Yeah.
Keep the momentum going. Because the moment that you slow down will be the moment that it will be 10 times harder to start back up. And so, but people are always, and going back to your 17-year-old, he's got a busy schedule. He works out a lot. He goes to school a lot. He works a lot. But when you start to look for a break, it's a slippery slope. Oh, it's Saturday, I sleep in.
Not just that, I talked to him, I was like, I wondered why. He's been slacking on his reading. And as a household, a standard is we all read. We all write the report at the very end of the book. We try to grab at least one lesson, whatever the case may be. Even my 13-year-old does it. Like a 13-year-old is the standard in our house. Because self-education is just a requirement to become a better human being. And especially my son, he set the expectation on to be an entrepreneur. I said, okay, cool, but you're not reading the books. And you're here on the couch till 11 and you haven't done anything in terms of, you're 17 years old. What are you going to do? If you're not going to be reading the books and trying to start the entrepreneurship journey and figure out what the fuck you're going to do, go to college. And so he's looking at me and I was like, what's going on? He's like, well, I'm like, he's like, I'm doing a lot and I'm doing way better than everyone else. And I was like, that right there. I was like, son, you are looking around and you're competing with high school kids. I was like, you're 17. Yes, I get it. But you're not 17, son. I was like, you are actually competing with grown men. If you're choosing entrepreneurship, you are competing with me. You are competing with every fucking monster out there because guess what? Their schedule is just like yours. Instead of school, they have a job. And instead of going to their work, they're probably building a business on the side. And you know what? They're trying to get jacked too. So they're probably waking up. I was like, son, you are exactly no different than a grown ass fucking man right now. But you're looking around, making yourself feel comfortable because you know no high school student is doing what you're doing. And so it makes you feel what? Like you're winning. And it's like winners never feel like they're winning, son. They always feel like they're never good enough. But it is a strategic strategy to cause pain to keep them pushing forward. Because even if you are the best at what you do, you have to find a way to feel like you're the underdog. It's called the underdog mentality. It's always feeling like you're 10 points behind because that pressure is going to cause you to take action. I was like, right now you're slumping because you feel like you're winning.
And we have so last episode we talked about or 2 episodes ago, should you compete with your friends? So if y'all haven't listened to that episode, go listen to that. We talked a lot about competition and who your competition should be at certain levels of life, right? And certain levels of success. So again, is it yourself? Is it a close friend? Is it someone who's within reach of you, or is it someone far out, right? And this is the journey of there's always someone doing better than you. Yeah. You can always look around and see, and if you're looking for people who are doing better than you, you'll find them. But if you're looking at people who are doing worse than you, you'll also find them. And then we have another episode, I forget what it's called, but it was one of the ones from season 5 where I was talking about one of my coaches did the same thing. I was like, hey, go get clients. I thought you were gonna go get 10. Well, I only got 8. And I was like, I know, where are the other 2 at? Like, what happened? Why didn't we get 2? Well, I did better than name another coach.
Yeah.
I'm like, I'm not talking about them. Why are you looking around to see who you're doing better than? Why are you not mad at yourself or at least trying to fix yourself to make sure that next time we go get the full 10? Or why do we stop at 10? Why not go get 11 or 12? And I tell people this all the time. Like, we did our holiday challenge. We had 120, there's 10 coaches total, 10 people to make sales for the challenge. We had 120 signups. I got 78 of them. One person did almost 75% of the signups. My other 9 did the other 25% collectively. And I was like, what are y'all doing? Like, just what are you doing? Who are you competing with? Why are you not upset that you only got 4 or 5? And I got 78. We've all been in the industry relatively the same amount of time. We've all been trainers and entrepreneurs for the last 5, 6, 7 years. What is going on?
It's a mindset.
And when you look around and you try to look at people who are doing worse than you, and that somehow buys you freedom, like what?
It's the way the mind works. Your mind wants comfort. Like, we are programmed to be average human beings. Like, that's the way the mind works.
That was our episode. Why the standard is not allowing you to get ahead. I think that was our episode. We talked about the standard and how the standard is like,
if you're doing the standard, you're not even in the game.
Not even in the game. And again, this goes it's like, it can go with your 9-to-5 job. It can go with your family. It can go with your faith. If you're just going to church on a Sunday, what are you doing? Because that's kind of like the standard in religion. Hey, go to church every Sunday.
Yeah.
Just go to church every Sunday.
You're not in the game.
You're not in the game.
If you're just doing your 8 to 5 and that's all that you're doing, you're not in the game. If you're just working out 3 times a week, you're not in the fucking game.
Hey, but that's what the CDC says. 3 times a week, 150 minutes a week of moderate activity. You're not in the game. You're not in the game.
So the standards that are set in life were built to make you lose. They were built to make you lose. And so it's the mindset. It all has to start with the mindset because it's only you and your mind that has to reset the standard for what it actually takes to win. And it's the extra work done in the unseen hours.
Yep. And it's funny, man, I was listening to, same Indian girl, same person. We were listening to a relationship podcast from Chris Williamson and Sadia Khan. And she's from Pakistan, and she's a relationship psychologist. And she was just talking about all of these things that are literally distracting us from excelling in relationships, but to include all the things that are distracting us to excel in life. This could be TV, this could be sports, this could be apps and social media, this could just be the internet, this could be pornography. We have so many distractions in life that make you feel like everyone else is doing it. So I might as well do it.
So it's normal.
It's normal. I should do it. It's fine. But then again, you look up and you're like, why aren't I making money? Why aren't I happy? Why isn't my family regulated some way, somehow? And it's like, because you're doing the standard. You're doing what everyone else is doing, and that's why you're failing.
To break out of that, it's kind of hard to break out of that, because the flip side is feeling so insecure about yourself, which is most people don't want to do. I feel so insecure that I'm never good enough, which is the thing that pushes me to keep doing the extra work. So to normal people, well, I don't want to feel that way. You look at any great performer, the number one trait of any high performing individual, they have a crippling identity problem of never feeling good enough.
And where you say like action is like just, it's a habit. It's the one thing within our control. And I've told my story about how we started out with our Facts Over Fat started with a nutrition challenge with 10 people. And I was so insecure about my knowledge around nutrition because it was brand new to me. And that was my first time to actually coach a nutrition client. And I was so insecure with these people. So I went above and beyond with action to deliver the best coaching, the best resources, the best, all this stuff that had nothing to do with my lack of education in nutrition. I was like, I'm going to go above and beyond with the action that I take to take care of these people, right? I'm going to, like, if I don't know the answer, I'm going to go find it. If you need something, I'm going to go get it. I'm going to go above and beyond. And again, it's a skill, and it came from my insecurities in the military where, again, I failed my NREMT to be a combat medic twice before I finally passed it a third time. I get to my unit. I'm the youngest guy in the unit. I'm the newest in the military. I'm getting bullied left and right. I'm fucking insecure all over the place. And I was like, fuck it. I'm just going to outwork all these motherfuckers.
Most people, here's the problem, and here's why they won't go and feel this way. Is because they never learned how to leverage a negative emotion and turn it into a positive, productive action. Like, that is the missing gap, because most people feeling insecure make them depressed, make them not move, make them not want to get out of bed, make them eat comfort foods and feel like even more of a loser, right? Because that is the normal thing, that's why we think these feelings of insecurity are bad. But high performers have learned how to do the exact opposite, right? Adversity either breaks people or it breaks records. Right? We know this, but what's the difference is the winners have learned how to leverage that negative emotion that breaks most people, and we turn it into positive, productive action. If I feel like I'm not smart and I'm a loser, then I'm going to use it into positive, productive action and go read as much as fucking possible. If I feel like I'm fat, but but I'm actually pretty fucking fit, now I'm going to use it to take even more positive, productive action. Like, that is the missing link in people's life, which is why feeling insecure, feeling never good enough, feeling like you have something to prove, feeling like you're never going to fucking make it are the necessary things to keep driving you forward, if and only if you learn how to use it and leverage it in a positive way versus negative way into alcohol, drugs, sex, that stuff. If you can develop that one muscle, your whole entire life will change.
And so let's end it with this topic of effort defines the ceiling. So everyone's talking about, have I reached my maximal potential, so on and so forth, or why can I only get here? It's because your effort has only gotten you there. And we use this point in the nutrition and the fitness world of, it's called settling point. It's accumulation of everything you're doing equals your current weight. So if you're 200 pounds and you want to be 150 pounds, you have to act like a 150 pound person. You have to recreate your lifestyle. You have to recreate your social circle. You have to recreate your nutritional habits. You have to recreate your exercise habits to get you to 150 pounds. Because if you keep putting in the same effort that's got you to 200 pounds, you're never going to lose the 50. If you keep putting in the same 30%, you're only going to get 30% of the results. Or we know that stagnation means you're dying. So we use a quote in the military, complacency kills. If you're complacent at 30%, you're dying. If you're not trying to get to 35, 40, 45, 50, whatever the case may be, you're dying. And some people wake up and they do the same shit over and over and over again. They never learn. They never take different actions. They never take more action. They never plug their schedule into ChatGPT and figure where there's missing links at. They never say, you know what, I'm going to make 8 to 10 videos a day. I'm going to speak to myself in the dark 30 minutes a day and try to get better at speaking. I'm going to make more calls, do more lead follow-ups. I'm going to do more research on this hot topic. I'm going to create more content. They never do it. They do the same shit, the same 30%, and that defines their ceiling. And when people get fucking like, to your son's point of when people start to compare themselves, well, I'm doing better. I only got 1,000 followers. They only got 500. No, I'm doing better than them. Like, these people have millions of followers. Why not compare yourself to them?
It's numbing the pain. So I think awareness of pain, like, bro, just the fact that you don't know how to use pain is what's holding you back, because you keep allowing yourself to numb the pain when you should be pressing the button to make the pain more, so that way you can take positive, productive action to be able to fucking get better. So for anybody who's on this, we're going to end it. To anybody who's on this teamwork train and you're fucking waiting, okay, here's my little next level tip for you. While you fucking wait, put your 8 to 10 videos in at the same time. So that way, when you do go viral, because if you do go viral, it doesn't mean they're going to follow you.
Right.
You know what they're going to do? They're going to go look at your content. And if it's still shit, you're getting nothing from that viral video.
And so one of my coaches who's on this TikTok train, one of her videos last night had 500 likes. Likes.
Yeah, that's pretty decent.
I was like, dang, fucking 400 followers.
Yeah.
I was like, okay, that one viral video didn't do the trick. You know what I mean? Everyone thinks I just need to go viral. I need this one thing. It's not going to do the trick. You have to have a history of helpful, useful, interesting, whatever shit that where people are like, oh, I found this viral video. Let me go see what they're all about. Nah.
Nope. Nope.
No.
Go viral all you want.
Yeah.
You can't outwork the skill. I mean, it's you have to get skilled. You can't outrun. I mean, you can't outrun the work.
Yeah.
So even if I give you the stage, you would still fail and crumble.
And it's the same thing of I know we should end it, but all these, again, you're redirecting your focus to maybe avoid pain, maybe to avoid work, whatever the case may be. But I'm like, how much time and energy are you spending on commenting on other people's shit on TikTok instead of growing your own shit, right? It was the same concept we had the other day about my coaches were all into this t-shirt that I was creating.
Shit, that doesn't even matter.
I'm like, that shit doesn't you have no clients.
No.
What the fuck are you worried about a t-shirt for?
Yeah.
If I want to make the fucking t-shirt, I'm going to make the fucking t-shirt. You should have said, thanks, Joseph, for giving me a free t-shirt. That's what you should have said. But instead, you want to nitpick the fucking logo, and can we add this, and can we add that, and what about this idea, and what about that idea? I'm like, take that same energy, that same effort, and pour it into growing your business. Because it's literally, fucking driving me crazy.
I can help out anybody because I've built the type of mindset to last. And I think that's important. You got to have competitive stamina because most people are going to get in their feelings and quit all because of one reason. And it's the same reason that my wife struggled for a very long time is they were result driven. I was like, babe, if you just focus on putting your inputs every single day, you're going to fucking eventually get what you're trying to get. You're going to outlast the thing that you're chasing. The thing that you're chasing is eventually going to give up because you just outlasted it. I was like, so high performers focus on their inputs. That's it. Because when you focus on the outcome, when you don't get the outcome, you get depressed, you get in your feelings. But if you can focus on your inputs, you can make yourself feel like you're having wins. If I just did my 4 videos today, I feel like a winner, regardless of the outcome. If that was my standard, is my inputs. My standard is my inputs, not the outcome. Then you're able to just last longer than most people who is, oh, I just need to go viral. Well, yeah, 30 days in, you start going viral, you're probably going to quit. But if you just focus on the inputs every single day, can I just post my 5 to 10 videos, then you have a check mark is, did I do what I said I was going to do today? Yes, I won. Yeah. And that's the mental frame to keep you in the game longer than everyone else. And that's how you win.
Yep. Love it.
So, guys, don't work to keep up, work to separate. Be sure if you liked any of this advice to comment, to subscribe, and push these messages forward, because I feel like it'll help a ton of people who are in the process of trying to achieve anything great, because they're going to go through a lot of adversity and opposition. And you got to have the right mindset, and you got to have the right strategies, and you got to have a little bit of Joseph's hard truth to be able to keep maximizing your gains. So, deuces.